Hey y'all, it's Brandon with Voodoo Forge, and I am putting this video out on July 4th, which in the United States is our Independence Day. 249 years ago today, they all agreed on the Declaration of Independence, and that started our journey over here. So the reason why I'm releasing this video today is it is about a form of independence that I feel like is starting to disappear from people, at least that I can see. Clearly not saying everybody, but a lot of people, the independence of being able to work on and fix your own stuff is going away. And it really is a form of independence to not need help to do everything. So what I want to talk about is a basic set of tools that a person who is moving into just like an apartment somewhere would want for their first time tools to get. So that's what I want to talk about. So, number one tool, the first thing to get on my list is going to be screwdrivers. Now you've got options on this, so I'm going to tell you about your options. Traditionally, like years ago and for years before that, what you would absolutely be required to have would be a Phillips head and a straight slot, two basic screwdrivers. And still you can do 90% of what you need to do with a screwdriver with a basic straight slot and a basic Phillips head. But we have more options now. Now we have things like this. This is like an 8-way screwdriver. You've got a large Phillips, you can flip it around and it's a large hollow ground flat head, and then you can turn that around and you've got I think it's a number 2 Phillips, and if you pull it out you've got a smaller flat head, and then you take that out and there's a square bit, 2 different size square bits on there. And then these are also hex nut drivers. So this is a real good thing to get, you know, with limited room. You're keeping your tools in a drawer, because it's one thing that does a lot. Your other option that's going to be able to do even more than this is to get a bit holding driver. Now there's lots of different bit holding drivers. This one is an old Craftsman. I've got a couple of these, and I buy every one of these I see. I think they're the best bit holders around, but that's my opinion. But if you get a bit holder and you get a bit set, like even a cheap bit set, like this one, which is a Hercules, you've got everything. This thing has every type of bit you can imagine. Every type of Phillips, every kind of straight. It has square drive, it has some Torx, it has safety Torx, it has some Allens. It has all kinds of stuff. So I recommend getting a bit driver and one of these bit sets. There's also ratcheting screwdrivers. I keep one in my truck toolkit, but I don't want to go get it, and I don't really recommend them. I would rather have a bit driver handle than a ratcheting screwdriver. But one thing you are going to need, no matter what you get, is a big flat blade screwdriver. Now, the reason why you need a big flat blade screwdriver isn't because you're going to encounter a lot of big flat blade screws. So you're going to pry on stuff with it. You're going to pry on all kinds of stuff with it. Even if it says right on the handle, not for prying, you're going to pry on stuff with it. That's part of life. So get a big flat blade, you're not going to screw with it. You're going to pry with it. Number 2 on my list is a pair of slip joint or basic combination pliers. And these are, I don't know, this is when I was a kid, when I was sent to get pliers, this is what I always got. Unless there was something put in front of the pliers, you know. If I was told to get channel locks, I would get channel locks. If I was told to get, anyway, this is just, these were pliers growing up. This one's an icon, and you've got 3 different positions for grabbing different size things. But what these are good for, you can grab. You can use these to grab onto stuff. You can use these to bend things. You can pull things out with these. I mean, just what you can do with pliers is limited only to your imagination. You can hold a nut while taking a bolt out. You're probably going to ruin the nut, but you can do that. Pliers are, you use them for all kinds of stuff. So some kind of slip joint pliers, number 2. Number 3 on my list is a 6-inch adjustable wrench. I've heard these called different things my whole life: crescent wrench, adjustable wrench, a farmer socket set. But if you get an 8-inch crescent wrench and then maybe a 10-inch, you're set for a lot of things. Adjustable wrenches are not the best tool for anything. But they're super when they're what you have. When you don't have a set of wrenches or a socket set, when you can only have one tool to turn nuts and bolts, an adjustable wrench is the way to go. So, and you don't have to buy stuff like this new. I mean, go to a yard sale or a flea market, and you can get stuff like this really cheap. But this is, eventually you're gonna have to tighten something or take something apart, and you're, good Lord, that's a big critter. But you're gonna have to, eventually you're gonna have to take something apart or tighten something, and you're gonna need a wrench. This is the easiest entry level into wrenches. Here's a couple of adjustable wrenches. Hammer is my number 4 on the list. I've had this claw hammer, I don't know, since 1995. This old Craftsman claw hammer, 20-ounce claw hammer. And this, of course, I've had framing hammers and I'm a blacksmith, so I got every kind of hammer in the world, but this is my claw hammer. If I'm doing something in the house, you know, hanging a picture or putting up trim or something, this is my hammer. This is my go-to, always has been. So I bought a good one, and I've still got it. I'm still using it. Now, I will say that recently I bought this. This is a 20-ounce leather-handled S-twing, and I guess this is a ripper instead of a claw hammer because the claws are straight. But anyway, I got this because I wanted it. I've always wanted one. I thought these were cool, and I saw them on sale the other day, and I got this. And if I was buying had to start over with no hammer right now, I think this is what I would get. It's American made. It's well made. You get it, you're never going to have to worry about it. As long as you keep up with it and nobody steals it, you'll have your claw hammer / ripping hammer taken care of for the rest of your life. For my next one, I'm going to do a little grouping here. And this is cutting instruments. First thing you need a good pair of some kind of heavy-duty scissors. I'm not talking about fabric scissors or paper scissors or your little blunt-ended scissors you had in kindergarten. I'm talking about something that'll cut heavy stuff. This is a pair of Fiskars. I've had these for, I don't know, 15 years. I've cut flashing with them. I've cut copper sheeting with them. Real heavy, like hardy board material, not 1/4 inch, but like thinner than that. They're real good. They cut through that stuff. And you need something, because you're going to have to cut something heavy duty sometime. And something else that works that is cheaper is just a pair of trauma shears. And these you can find these almost anywhere. Lumped in with the scissors, utility knives. Now, most people, when they think of a utility knife, think about something like the Stanley, which I got this before the turn of the century. Oh, I don't like saying it that way, but yeah, it's true. This is Stanley 10-4.99, and I've had it for probably 30 years, and it still works fine. If they don't still make these, they probably should. But something like this, it takes the razor blades. You can swap them out. You can turn them around. That one looks like it would give you tetanus right now, so I probably need to swap it out. But something like this, you get it, and you're never going to have to worry about it again, even if you don't take care of it, like mine. What I find myself using more than anything is these little Mora knives. They're pretty daggum cheap, they're easy to sharpen, and I like them. They're handy. So, cutting stuff. You need cutting stuff. Now just on the other side of the cutting stuff is going to be measuring stuff. Tape measures. You know, just a 16 or a 12 foot tape measures. Now I generally get cheap tape measures because I'm awful hard on tape measures. You know, I'm a blacksmith, and in the shop I'm just really hard on them. But I've had good luck with the old Stanleys, and these Harbor Freight ones are dirt cheap and they measure. So a tape measure, you know, 12, 16 foot, because you're going to have to know how long things are. A couple things that are going to go along with the tape measure is going to be stuff to mark with. You probably need a carpenter's pencil. I should have brought one over here. But a carpenter's pencil and a Sharpie type marker of some kind. I don't care what it is. I've gotten to where I like these like Milwaukee and Klein ones, but regular Sharpies still do just fine. So just need something to mark with. And the level. Now, I would recommend getting a little magnetic torpedo level for your first level. And I have like 3 of them. And I know 2 of them are on jobs, and the other one, oh, it's AWOL. I don't know where it is. It's magnetic, so it's stuck on something I can't find. I'm glad I don't need it. But this will explain what you're looking for. We can measure it and see how long it is. I think it's about, yep, this is a 18-inch level, and you're going to want to hang something up that's straight at some point, and that's where a level comes in handy. So get yourself a level. And this is another one of those things. You don't have to buy a new. You can, an old man has died right now, and his family is getting rid of his stuff. So go give him $1 for his level. Now, in with all this stuff, probably should be number 1 on the list. I don't know. Safety glasses, gloves. Just take care of yourself. Okay, that is your basic bare bones stuff that every human needs to have in their domicile. Now we're gonna go for some like bonus points. All right, and one of them is gonna be some kind of sets of Allen wrenches, Allen keys. It's these things right here, the little hexagon shaped drivers. Now when you buy some of this fiberboard, pressboard furniture, they come with little ones of these. But you use it for that and then you throw it away or lose it. So it's best to have even these super cheap sets that tell you what size they are and keep them in order. So if your cheap fiberboard coffee table starts to come apart, you can tighten the daggum Allen. So just a couple of these, and these are cheap. These are dirt cheap, and they make sets that are folding. There's metric and standard. It's part of the joys of living in the U.S. We have both. So you know, you can get these folding type. You can get nicer T-handle ones, but just get something so you have the ability to fix your stuff that needs Allens. Next on the bonus list is going to be a good pair of needle nose pliers. And needle nose pliers you use, I don't know, I can't give you a list of everything that I use needle nose pliers for, but you will find lots of little grabby jobs for needle nose pliers. And there's a wire cutter on there, so if you get to the point where you need to cut a wire, needle nose pliers. Like, did you know that if you need to put a plug on your toaster, you can do that with a screwdriver, a pair of needle nose pliers, and a utility knife. I kid you not. Needle nose pliers, bonus tool. The last two tools that I have could go in either order, and they're both going to be a little more expensive. But this next to last one, well, it's two. The next to last two here are where you really get into, you really need to put some thought into. You probably don't want to buy used, but once you buy, be kind of careful, because once you buy them, they're getting into expensive, and you're gonna be stuck with part of this for the rest of your life, and that is a cordless drill and impact driver. And the reason why I say you're gonna be stuck with them for at least part of your life is because once you pick a battery type, it's what you're going with for a long time. Like if you need, I don't know, like an oscillating tool, a cordless oscillating tool, you're going to be like, well, got to get one that takes the M12 battery or the M18 or the DeWalt or the McKee, whatever you decide to go with. I like these Milwaukees. I just got these. I have used, because I got stuck with them, Ryobi for years. I know a lot of people were rolling their eyes. Man, I have used these things professionally for years. Just got these. I love them. They're lightweight. So this is what I'm going with. And there's things you need with these though, because by themselves they don't do a lot. So you're gonna want to get a magnetic bit holder for your impact driver, and if you got the bit set, you're good to go. You got bits. You can put all those bits in here, and you can drive screws and Allens and all kinds of stuff. Be careful, don't strip them out, learn what you're doing, but get a bit driver. The drill, you gotta get some drill bits. Just get a basic drill index to start out with. I don't have a drill index to show you because I have a huge drill bit area with lots of things, but just get a basic, cheap drill index. You'll figure out what you need, quality drill bits in, and kind of go from there. Last but certainly not least is some kind of basic socket set. Now they used to have the way back in the 80s, the super cheap ones with the ratchets you could spin out if you ever actually tried to use them. I don't recommend going that cheap. Get something like the new Craftsman stuff. It's not the old Craftsman stuff, but it's okay, and it's fairly cheap. This is a little 1/4-inch set. I got this on sale for 25 bucks or something. But I've ended up using this a lot when I just need to grab something and go and do a little job. Something like this, or this is a Husky set that I've had for years, and it covers more ground. I've lost every one of the little bit drivers that was in here. But this has got metric, it's got standard, it's got some deep wells. I threw in a little 1/4-inch ratchet, but just a basic socket set to do a lot of stuff. Now y'all, this is absolutely by no means all the tools you will ever need in your life, but this is a good start. If you start off with stuff like this, you'll have your basics covered, and you won't have to depend on somebody else's help for things. And that is independence. Being able to do things all by yourself. It's a big grown-up thing to do. So hopefully this helps somebody out. What do you think? Do you agree with the list? Do you disagree with the list? Let me know. Is there anything you would add? Is there anything you would take off? Is there anything on this list that you have never needed? Inquiring minds want to know. So anyway, happy Independence Day, and y'all behave yourselves. Also, you need a headlight. More specifically, you need this headlight. These things are cheap. They come in 2-packs. They're rechargeable, and I keep them everywhere. I keep them in the truck. I keep them in the shop. I keep them in the drawer next to my bed. These things are great. I wish we had these years ago. Headlamp. This one.